Talofa lover, and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another Sunday, to another episode here on our channel. It is Sunday here in Samoa. I'm just trying to stay away from the sun because if I go this way, the sun is blaring in my eyes. But yeah, we're doing a saka today, only because so we're gonna do a saka, and then after that, we actually caught a pig yesterday. Or the dogs did, and we cleaned it up yesterday, and then we're gonna use it for night today. So also today is our turn to do the fafanga for the faith el kalai, which is why I thought because might as well do so I can get started on the other food. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. Looking forward to it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share our channel, guys, and we'll see you soon. So we're almost done with the taro, but the puppies are crying out. So if you've noticed in our previous Sunday, I showed you guys puppies in the beginning. So Asiava's gonna actually go pour them some milk now.
Guys, so about a little over 2 months now, one of our only female dog actually gave birth. And she gave birth to about 9 puppies. Unfortunately, one died, and then we were left with 8 puppies. And from those 8 puppies, we saw that the mother was struggling to feed all 8 puppies. So once we saw that they were strong enough, we gave away 5, and thus we have only 4 left, which we are now looking after. So they're very strong, and it's a very good breed. It's the breed that we have here now on the farm that's currently working alongside us on the farm. So these dogs are very good, and we hope to use them for the cattle farm, but also to look after our maumanga. So really love these puppies and hope they get strong. So this is one of our new added expense, but a very useful expense, is looking after these dogs until they become nice and strong.
Yep.
The taro into the ulo, and then I want to get the saka out of the way because it's going to be a long time. We'll be in the kitchen, not get it, but the process, yeah. Saka's now done, so we're gonna just fam, so we're now in the kitchen. We'll show you what we've got planning today. So this is all for the stew meat. Look at that big chunk of meat for $25. Fish of masima. Also we have the so because we had to give Luau for the dogs, because but the rest and then lela cow for tonight today. So we'll get started on cutting up the stew meat. And then yeah, I'll make us the stew meat. Oh, we need to get the masima on now, so let's get started. So for the stew meat, we're aiming about 5 centimeters. So it's easier to, because we need to fry it first. So I'm going to get started on chopping it now. Finished chopping up the beef for the stew. Just want to take the time to say thank you to Farmer Joe. That's $50 worth of meat. Even the $20, remember we used 2 big bundles, big beef slabs there. One was $20, the other was $30. And look at the amount of beef we got. So thank you, shout out to Farmer Joe for the affordable beef. But now we're just going to coat it with black pepper, corn flour, and then we're going to fry it and then get the onions later and begin the stew. Alright, so apologies if you can't hear me, it's raining now, but we're transferring the stew meat into here, adding a bit of cornstarch to it and black pepper, seal in the moisture so once we fry it, it becomes nice and tender. We're going to do that for this entire thing here, so we'll get back to you afterwards. Alright guys, so if you can hear me, I'm probably shouting at the moment. I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to pop this into the frying pan, which is hot, and then we're going to sear the beef. Once all of that is done, then we're going to take out the beef, add in the onions, a bit of water to deglaze, and then we'll add back in the beef, carrots, and everything to build the stew up. So we'll get back to you. I'm a bit wet because I had to run back and forth between the house. But we'll get back. Lele, I'm a luau, so I'm just gonna head on to the plantation, grab some luaus, and then I'll be back.
Alright, just got back with the luaus. The beef is along well, so I think I timed it perfectly. So I'm gonna get this in here and bring on the next batch. So I've gone a bit ahead of myself because we've only got about less than 2 hours left. So the luau is now on. I've added a bit of water in it, and I always go overboard with the luau because I know that once it's cooked, it begins to settle down. Second batch of steak is now, of the beef stew is now on. Once that's nice and brown, we'll pop it in here. Bring in the last batches. See, I was almost done with the carrots and the potatoes and a bit of celery. We'll add some celery to it. And then after that, I think we will pop on the stew and get it done. Alright fam, so we've now finished with the final batch of the beef stew meat. Now I'm going to deglaze the pan with a bit of onions and a bit of celery and then some water, and then we'll add them all back into the pot, which we're going to put the stew on, bring it up to a boil, and then simmer it for the last hour. Alright, so we've transferred the onions, the juices, all of the deglazed into the big pot now. You can see it. It's no longer in the frying pan. And now, carrots and the potatoes so that they can be at the bottom while the beef is at the top. And then we'll add in a bit of water. And then we're going to let it boil up. And then we'll add in a bit of cornstarch when we begin to simmer it, so that it thickens up. But for now, we just want everything to get in, all the juices in as soon as possible. Alright guys, so we've got the majority of the stuff. I don't think you can hear me. Let's try something else.
Alright guys, so we've got the mic on, and I think the audio's coming out a lot better now. But we've got most of the dish on. So you've got the povi masima in the far left corner, and then in the front in the frying pan we've got the luau ulo, and then we've got the beef stew on the other one, and then we've got the faspua in there. So it is pouring cats and dogs, and now cats and dogs at the moment, but we're going through pretty well. Only the thing left is the fish to fry, but apart from that, everything is going to plan. These mics are really good. Shout out again to the U.S. Marine couple in Seattle, Washington, who got us these mics. Also, just wanted to do a quick shout out to Mauso Lupe Matsila again. for the knife that we were using today, super sharp knife. Actually sharpened it a little bit today, but man, it is super sharp. If you saw in most of our cooking, oh, I'll just grab it. Super sharp knife. Actually, funny thing about that was that we actually used this knife to slaughter a cow 2 weeks ago. Turned out really well. Yeah.
Alright fam, look at that stew. It is stewing up and very good. Everything is ready now. I don't think I'll add any more cornstarch, because remember on the beef we had cornstarch, but that already helped thicken up the soup, so it's pretty much done now and ready to go. So I think the stew is now done, and we'll move on to the frying the fish now.
Right there, so if you saw there, the fish is finally done. So the family has all the food now. We're just gonna wait for our plate, and then I'll show you guys the results. So it's just about 5 minutes after 12, so I think we did a pretty good job. Alright team, so our plate is now here, and I'm very excited to show you the results now. Alright team, so I am now showing you guys the results there. Apologies for this, because actually during when I was shooting this, I actually had the mic on, but unfortunately I don't know why it wasn't capturing any audio. But so there we've got the Luau ulo, and then we've got the taro coming into the povi masima. At this point I'm trying to tell Searing to bring the camera in, but he's not even moving, so that's why I actually grabbed the camera and bring it forward closer so that we can see the povi masima. So see, they're very nice, and yeah, coming here to the povi, oh not the povi, no, this was the poa. So this was that the dogs caught from the maumanga. We had a bit of potato and carrots and celery left over from the actual stew, so I thought I'd pop that inside the roast pig. And then we've got the falaia there. That was the last dish that we actually did with yeah, a lot of the onions. I just fried it with onions. The batter was flour and salt. But yeah, everything looks good, and I really enjoyed it. So as you can see here, what I mean, that the mic was off the whole time I'm talking. So if I stop talking, you can see that the video is actually still playing. So the reason for that was because I'm not sure, I think the mic was off, but you know, I was just trying to say during this bit that I really appreciate you guys for tuning in every Sunday. It really makes you know, makes the effort all worth it, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And from everyone here, just want to say a big thank you to everyone for tuning in and supporting our channel every Sunday. One of the other things I was talking about here was that we've got a few developments going on the farm, and you know, I'm really looking forward to it, especially for the cattle farm. And if you haven't seen that episode where we talk about the cattle farm, where we had Nelson and Funafi Aifiingo come over, help us on the cattle farm. So we're working on something big with them, but I'm going to reveal that in the coming months. So I hope you guys enjoy it once it does come out. But just hear from us all on the channel. I just want to say a thank you again for tuning in to our Sunday cooking episodes. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, guys, to our channel, and we will definitely catch you on our next episode. But until then, guys, God bless, take care, stay safe. We'll see you guys soon.